Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk about the Battle of Okahazama in 1560. It is believed that Nobunaga's state of mind as he faced the Battle of Okahazama was a complex mix of many factors. First of all, it is not difficult to imagine that Yoshimoto Imagawa had a strong sense of danger, as his own forces were small compared to the overwhelmingly large army he led. As the phrase, "prepared to die in battle," suggests, he must have understood that returning alive would not be an easy task. However, it is unlikely that Nobunaga simply gave up in despair. He was a man of extraordinary courage and determination. In order to overcome the unfavorable situation, he meticulously gathered information and devised a bold plan to launch a surprise attack that took advantage of the terrain. Behind this was a strong belief and confidence in victory. He also needed to boost the morale of his retainers. Encouragement and motivation were essential to face a large army with a small elite force. The famous anecdote of Atsumori dancing the dance. 50 years of human life is like a dream compared to the eternity of the world, may have been an expression of his determination to live each moment of life to the fullest, even while preparing for death, and an attempt to inspire his retainers. He also likely had pride in his own talent. He had always been able to forge a path with new ideas and initiative, even in situations that others around him thought were impossible. This pride likely gave him hope that he could find some way out, even in this critical situation. In summary, Nobunaga's state of mind as he faced the Battle of Okahazama was extremely tense, with a deep sense of crisis and readiness to die mixed with a strong belief in victory, bold decisiveness, and a strong will to inspire his vassals. In this situation, even though Nobunaga was on the brink, he was trying to demonstrate his inner indomitable spirit and extraordinary talent. Nobunaga's forces headed south from Atsuta Shrine, passing through Zenshoji Fort and Nakajima Fort and taking a surprise attack route to Okahazama, while the main force of the Imagawa forces secured a supply line from Kutsuke Castle to Otaka Castle and set up their headquarters at Okahazama. Kohei Hattori. It is said that he was the first to stab Yoshimoto with a spear, the so-called first spear, but records of him outside of the Battle of Okahazama are very scarce, and some say that his existence is even in doubt. It is highly likely that he was dramatized as a heroic figure in later storytelling and military chronicles. He is said to be the first man to attack Yoshimoto, but details are unknown and it is possible that this character is fictional. Origin and service. Hattori Kawada is known as a vassal of Oda Nobunaga. He is said to have been from Iga. Valor. He was recorded as a man of great valor, and was said to have been particularly skilled in spear fighting. Battle of Okahazama. He is most famous for his performance in the Battle of Okahazama. He is said to be one of the people who charged into Imagawa Yoshimoto's main camp and killed him. However, there are various theories about who killed Yoshimoto, and one of the most popular is that it was Mori Shinsuke. Afterwards, it is believed that he was praised by Nobunaga for his achievements in the Battle of Okahazama, but there seem to be few records of his detailed actions after that. Mori Shinsuke Yashikatsu. He continued to serve Oda Nobunaga after that, and is said to have achieved many military feats. He is particularly famous for his exploits at the Battle of Okahazama, when he is said to have personally killed Yoshimoto, or taken his head, and there are records of him receiving rewards and words of gratitude from Nobunaga for this feat. Origin and servant. Mori Shinsuke was also a retainer of Oda Nobunaga. There are few clear records about his origin, but there is a theory that he was from Mino province. Bravery. He excelled in bravery from a young age, and even while serving as Nobunaga's page, he is said to have distinguished himself in numerous battles. Battle of Okahazama. It is widely believed that during the Battle of Okahazama, he was ordered by Oda Nobunaga to be the first to charge into Imagawa Yoshimoto's main camp and kill Yoshimoto. It is said that he received a letter of commendation from Nobunaga for this achievement. Death at a young age. After the Battle of Okahazama, he is said to have died of an illness at the young age of 16. Due to his youth and bravery, he is sometimes spoken of as a tragic hero. Lord Nobunaga's feelings were too complex to describe in a few words, and they must have changed greatly depending on the time and the situation. In the early days, he must have always felt a sense of crisis and impatience as he worked towards his goal of unifying Owari. He was constantly in life-risking situations, fighting with his younger brother Nabukatsu and with hostile forces in the area, so he probably could not have overcome them without strong determination and ambition. It is believed that his desire to unify Japan became clearer around the time he defeated Imagawa Yoshimoto in the Battle of Okahazama. As he defeated powerful enemies one after another, along with his confidence and elation, he may have also felt a growing sense of loneliness and wariness of betrayal from those around him. In his later years, around the time of the Honnoji incident, even though he was on the brink of unifying the country, he must have had many anxieties and conflicts, such as the intentions of his vassals and his own aging. While he held absolute power, it can also be said that he was constantly in danger of assassination. It is difficult to imagine what Nobunaga was thinking, but it is not hard to imagine that a wide range of emotions, including joy, anger, sadness, and fear, swirled within him as he always looked ahead to the future and implemented innovative policies. This battle is passed down as a classic example of how a small army can defeat a large one, and also serves as a lesson in tactics and strategy.